Good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel. And tonight we are having trending stories of the week and also trending news of the week on this program that is called Point of View, because you actually add your voice to the stories and the news of the week. I am your host. My name is Chaza, and we are together right here with Lance Sani Banda on the program. Lance, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza. Thank you so much. And good evening to the viewers. Looking forward to having a very wonderful program and also to engage more with the viewers that are watching this particular broadcast.
Beautiful. You can actually join us via Facebook or YouTube or Twitter right here. Then you get to add your voice to the stories and actually news of the week. Let's get started with the first story. And on the other side, we actually get to add our voices.
She was found inside the house at the time the news crew arrived. 10-year-old Grace Kunda of Nakachenje area in Chilanga district has been struggling with a growth in her mouth. What started as a pimple on her gum has now completely covered her mouth, making it difficult for her to eat.
Naenda ku hospital ku UTH kuja kwa naenda ku hospital ku UTH anamuchosa blood no muchosa ma x-ray. Pema mpima x-ray bampeza matenda ali onse na blood mliba mpeza ni bali onse na mpezamo. Ibana mujubira kanyama kona kwanza 2 months ningoenda cha benson pasali season ili onse naenda ku hospital pasa mankwala ali onse ni mabwera ko so chabe. Mai bwana kudia si akwanisa. Nkala panja wenzake wakamwona wena wamuseka so ningirisa be munyumba ankaje mu nyumba so chabe.
Now Grace is confined in the house because of her condition.
So kuja maningi kama esa kwanisa. So nipempa kwa chabeta ndizo kuti wanitandizireko bo. Hali onse azawo na government bangene kuti mutandize mwana uyu kuti yapole. Even inga pempe kuchabe. Super shake chabe ndebe ni mama mwesa kuja nsima sa kwanisa makaka kupema usiku. Chima mvuta sa kwanisa kupema bwino kaichi na vala monse mukama.
Meanwhile, neighbors wants the girl helped so that she can start going to school again.
Bamai bake benzosebenza so apa nawapisha na ntchito. Pankala chabe walibena zolipira na nyumba. So tezopempa koma uwishazi kuti babatandizire.
Nipempa chetandizo kuba buteko batutandize mwana yapole. Nje chamene nipempa.
According to parents, Grace has lived with this growth for close to 2 years. Lucky Piri, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
A very unfortunate thing there. What is our reaction to that story, Lance?
Well, it makes a sad hearing, Chaza, to know that a very young girl has stopped going to school, all because of something that started as a pimple on the gum, and then finally it's growing in the mouth. It has grown to something which nobody can be able to explain. From the mother's explanation, you can tell that they've tried everything possible. They went to the hospital, doctors tried their best, and it seems to be nothing seems to be working out. I think what we can just do is obviously get to join the rest of the neighbors and people that are calling for these girls, better maybe get evacuated, or she gets a special treatment treatment for that thing which is growing in the mouth, because it's really very bad. Would love to see a girl child going back to school. It's very important to educate a girl child, and the fact that there hasn't been any kind of medicine or anything that has been administered to this to this girl in this situation. Definitely we are asking not only the government but obviously well-wishers to come into this matter and help out this family. We have heard from a neighbor that the mother has even stopped working, or she was chased from work, or because she started taking care of the child who is not really doing fine. And she's confining the girl in the house because you find that people, passers by, obviously some neighbors and other people are mocking this girl. And, they bring in all sorts of ridicule to this girl. And this is something that she did not decide to happen to her. This is just something that happened out of the blues. This is something that just started growing. So obviously, our call will be to the well wishers out there to reach out to this family and get to see what kind of help this family can get, or what kind of help this girl can get, so that her condition gets to be better, and this girl finally gets to go back to the child.
All right, thank you so much, Lance. Yes, indeed, we all of us get to join in to actually call for help that is needed to this girl, not only the girl, but also the entire family. We've been joined by Himba right here. Himba, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Chaza. Good evening, Lance, and good evening, viewers. It's nice to
Beautiful.
join
Go right ahead. All right, go right ahead and react to that story.
Chaza, as Lance has said, there's nothing much we can say about the issue personally. All I would want is to appeal to the people in authority to see to it that this young life is saved, is helped. There's a young life there, there's a brilliant future that needs to be protected. And even the well-wishers, those who could come and to the aid of the child to help her that she gets the right treatment before it's too late. Let her receive the help she can. So I also join the parents, the community at large to appeal, or in appealing to those who can manage and those who are in leadership to see to it that the girl has received the right treatment and she goes back to live a normal life like another child. Thank you.
All right, Himba, thank you so much. We do appreciate. We can proceed to the next story. We get to find out what we have on the plate. Then on the other side, we have the reactions.
It was a day of joy for a 77-year-old woman, Elizabeth Chipayeni of Kapalala village of Bahad constituency in Luapara province, who has been facing mobility challenges for 7 years. In 2020, Elizabeth Chipayeni fell sick, leading to this paralysis. Recently, Prime TV brought to the fore Ms. Chipayeni's plight. However, Bahati constituency area member of parliament, Livan Chibombwe, has come to Ms. Chipayeni's aid.
Kulola kwa bamama nokuchula kwa bamama na kumwene pa TV pa Prime TV ero mwabikilepo efwale chuchutika efina chima ukwisalera timbafweko nokubaletera kwa iwe ucheya ukuthi ibangusheko imyendere yabo ngefe balondolola bamama ba Elizabeth Chipayeni bachula sana. Almost 7 years she's just been crawling. She has had no wheelchair. So I thought it was that I donated a wheelchair to her today.
She is looking after 4 orphans born from her daughter, who is also dumb. The woman could not hide her joy upon receiving the wheelchair while thanking Prime TV and the area member of parliament.
Totera sana pakushikubwelelo pakupokelela kuli ba MP wesu ukundetera kaukeya kakwendelapo na chule emyaka eyingi ukufuma mu 2015 ukusinta uno mwaka nsenda siesi akufe nangu kamu kalipanganda nalikwata omwana wandikile mwana nawo unsunga elo lesa kumulwe kwaba emkwai na totela ngansi pafya upefyo napokelela kubusiku bwelelo kuli ba MP wesu mwe bana kine tuleta shano obuteko ubuli pona bwine tubutoteleko nabo bwabomba ukupitira muri ba MP na
There are quite a number of things that we get to draw from that piece of news. Invite you, Lance, to actually give us your point of view.
Well, first of all, we would like to say thank you to the Bahati Member of Parliament for obviously a good gesture that he has shown on this elderly person in the constituency. Chaza, it's not very easy for our colleagues that live with a disability, to meet, and as well as also for them to just go about day-to-day operations, because they are challenged. They are physically challenged. They have a disability that does not allow them to do certain things. Yes, we have heard campaigns to say disability is not inability. But Chaza, you will agree with me that certain disabilities without much help needed, it is an inability. Until when you are helped, that's when a disability does not become an inability. In this case, this 77-year-old woman, with the help of the wheelchair that the Member of Parliament gave to her, what the Member of Parliament has done, she has turned this woman into an able-bodied person who will be able to, first of all, move properly. If she sells something, or if she even decides to tell young boys to erect a table for her and put in front of the house so that she can be selling tomatoes, it will be easy for her to do that because she is able to move properly and she will be able to serve the members of that community well because she is able to move. Now, that gesture should not only end with that woman, but we should be able to see many lawmakers in their different localities or constituencies to go an extra mile and do such things. Chaza, gone are the days when members of the community, members of the constituency have to wait for the constituency development fund and that 10% which talks about helping the elderly in the constituency, then that's when maybe the MP can come in. No, sometimes the MP needs to go an extra mile to say, hey, for voting for me, or maybe for, because you are going through this predicament, here is what I can be able to do for you. We should show compassion for one another. At least love should continue existing. We should not only love the other person because we are benefiting from them, but we should love the other person because they are who they are, or I am who I am because they are. This is why we always talk about Ubuntuism or Ubuntu. All right, so what the MP does should be commended, and he should even be pat on the back and also told to say, Valivani, va MP, do not end from here. Pass in the palace. Imwe, mufungo chita continue. Langanirani, pali bantu bebavutika mu community mwanu, mu constituency banu, baja bantu bebana mavuto yosiyana sikuti nje mavuto yonse ebaza kwanisa kutandiza aba naba. Yeah, but he should be able to look at who can he help at what time can he help, and this is a very good start. Chaza, we should also commend the media for first of all bringing out this story to the public. If the media did not do that, Chaza, then this 77-year-old woman would not have been helped. She wouldn't have been noticed. Nobody would have known about it. The MP couldn't have heard about it. So the media did a good job, and it's kudos to the media. This is the way to go. As the media, we need to bring out issues that need serious attention right there and then. And if people are able to act right there, it's well and good. It's just so sad that the woman, again, despite being 77-year-old, she's looking after a daughter who, she claims the daughter is looking after her. But the daughter is also lame. How is a lame daughter looking after her? And she has 4 kids. So this is a wake-up call, Chaza, that the MP should not end from the wheelchair, but should also look at what other means and ways can he help that family. So that my hero, after wheelchair, wasakapo tanda utia tigona nanjala titandideni mwaso. Ba MP wafunga pe banaenda kuja kunyumba, banashita assess situation balangana kuti okay iyi banja tingakwanise kuitandisa njira yaso. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I've seen Mkelebai has joined us. Good evening, Mr. Mkelebai, and welcome to the program.
Good evening, gentlemen. It's nice to be back and be with you. I'm unable to televise with my video due to the location. I'm somewhere a little bit far from home. So otherwise,
Okay,
I'm following.
Well understood. And please do go ahead and react to the piece that we have.
We are a Christian nation, and we should lead by what we should practice what we preach. We should not let people suffer when we have the capacity, especially when I look at the amount of money that is being sharing everywhere or posted, or people boasting about their wealth all over the internet. And yet we have so many people that need that requires or demands, that craves assistance. This is where society can be known on how they treat those in need. When we neglect people, then we know that this society is just a bunch of hypocrites, not people that practice what they preach. We are a Christian nation. Every Saturday, Sunday, we go to church. And then you see people, your children on the street, begging for a little bit of alms or big assistances. And yet we drive posh cars going to church and get back and just drive past them. So I want people to stop politicking and get back to reality and realize their moral code. This is how we Zambians are, not where we ignore other people, especially those in need. The MP's decision to help that old lady was a commendable one. However, this woman has been there on her knees for 7 years. People have been watching her, and look at people that have been suspected to have been stolen state money, built mansions. They even keep wild animals. And yet we have people that requires serious medical attention, especially when I looked at the first video that you showed of that young girl. And I would love that our management here in Ubuntu should get in touch with those people and find the number, so you can put the number, the contact address of those people, so that there are people out there that are good-hearted, that mean well, that would want to help those in need, including the lady that was given a wheelchair. She may need not just a wheelchair, she may need some financial assistance, or just even giving her moral support. Let me end here just to give chance to others. So otherwise, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mkelebai. We do appreciate. And I've heard quite a number of. Okay, that was a technical hitch there. Just like I was saying, I've actually heard a number of people saying that when you help, you should not actually, televise or, bring it to the public. And just like Lance was, indicating as he was reacting, if we don't televise or we don't bring these things to the public, how are the public or the people going to know about them? And, just like the first news item we had about a 10-year-old, it's in the public here, public domain, because, they are crying, they are presenting, their requests to the public to say, we need help this girl, help this family. and somebody out there would react and get to help the girl. So the public also must know what could have come forth in terms of the people's reaction or the public's reaction. So this must be indeed in the public domain. And just like the MP did that gesture for other people also to learn and other people to join in and continue helping, we need to have such things in the public domain. So we greatly appreciate those people that are doing that, and kudos also to the media for actually bringing these things to the public so that people can know about these things. Let's progress to the next story, and on the other side we get to add our voice.
HIV is with us, and we know the activities that take place during Mtomboko. So we also engage in HIV preventive activities, which includes distribution of condoms. So as a province, we have targeted to distribute about 1.5 million pieces of male condoms. In addition to that, we also be distributing about 1,000 female condoms, because we know for the female condoms the consumption is a bit on the lower side. We are using the whole period 1 week where we're going to engage in a number of activities as a province. So some of the activities that we are going to engage in include COVID vaccinations and
There we are, a story about protective shields and also COVID-19 vaccinations. I think this one is not so pronounced compared to, the protective shields. Your reaction there, I'll invite, you, Lance, as you are smiling. Please add your voice to the story.
I'm smiling, Chaza, because unfortunately, in Zambia, we have decided to stop talking about condoms distribution or HIV and AIDS when this is really an issue that matters. Chaza, it's very sad that I'm announcing to you, in the past 2 years, Zambia has started going on the rise in terms of getting, or in terms of the HIV and AIDS report. In 2019, we were getting low records, but now it's quite unfortunate. The numbers are going high. And believe you me, what beats me to the core, or what makes me even more concerned, is the fact that when I got the report from the National AIDS Council, the number of girls or young people that are involved in unprotected sex is high. It's ranging from as low as 15 years old, Chaza, and the highest is 26 years old. Now, that makes me sad, because we are a generation that does not, take care of itself. Imagine if our whole generation from 15 to 26, we do not care about how we get involved into sexual intercourse or this unprotected sex, and we contract HIV and AIDS. Isn't that wiping out the whole entire generation? That's what it is. So it is very important, Chaza, that at Umutomboko ceremony, it was considered that 1.5 million male condoms were distributed to this particular ceremony. Why? We know at these ceremonies, this is where mischievousness happens. This is where people decide to travel from Lusaka or any other part of the country to go to this Luapula province to just go and, hey, I want to have sex with maybe another provincial girl, a girl from this other province, maybe somebody I've never met. This is what runs in the minds of the people that mostly attend these ceremonies. They do not go there to go and learn about the culture, to go and learn about the antiques of this ceremony. They go there so that they can go and have all the fun that they can have, because this is a different experience. So this was a good move that the province took, and I applaud the provincial minister for taking that step, that bold step, and as well as the organizing committee for really pushing for that during the same week, the same 1.5 million condoms were distributed for males, and also female condoms were distributed to Chaza. We need to kick out HIV and AIDS. I know people are becoming complacent because, oh, there's PrEP, there's all this and that. You can now be a positive, an HIV positive parent that can give birth to a negative, a negative born baby because of all these PrEP pills and whatever. That we still need to take care of ourselves. We still need to see to it that we are on the high alert in terms of awareness for HIV and AIDS, and also talk about having protected sex. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Lance. We do appreciate. I've seen Amanda Muntanga has actually, joined us. Amanda, how are you doing? It appears she's not getting me or something. I'll switch to Mr. Mkelebai and quickly get his reaction to this story.
Thank you very much, Chaza. What I can only say over this issue is that we Zambians, we are Christian. We are a Christian nation. And when I hear organizing committee rushing to go and purchase 1.5 million condoms, this really raises a lot of questions in my head to say, are we really who we are? We talk of being preachers, we talk of respecting or fear God, and we know the Bible does not entertain anything to do with adultery or sex before marriage. We know that our faith is anchored on God, but do we really preach of what do we really practice of what we preach? I'm happy in one breath that the organizers, they know who we are, that our moral code, our morals are somehow decayed, that they need to purchase, they need to buy to prevent us because we cannot control ourselves. We claim to be Christians. Every Sunday or Saturday, Wednesday, we go to church and pray. We carry the Bible and pronounce our God every day on our mouth. Yet imisango imichitire tuchita nifimbi. And that's where the issue of hypocrisy comes in. I'm glad that the organizers of the Umutomboko ceremony saw this through, that we are hypocrites, and they decide to challenge us by introducing us to the condom, because they know that we can't even manage to protect ourselves. So thank you to the organizers for knowing who we are, and we will definitely advise our youths out there to go and grab those condoms and utilize them health-wise.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mkelewa. It sounds so funny there. We do appreciate, your voice to this story that, we are looking at. We are making progress to the next story, and on the other side, we get to react.
The drug situation in Lunga district of Luapula province has stabilized. Patricia Mwale, the Lunga district pharmacist officer, has disclosed that the district has enough stock which can last for 4 months.
For the commodities that we received some 2 weeks ago, I would say Lunga we are at 2 months of stock. As you can see, we have a lot of coatem, metronidazole, ORS, ibuprofen, we have ARVs, TB drugs, quinine, artesunate, a number of them. For now, I can say Lunga DHO is comfortable with the 30% that has been granted by the government.
And in Samfya District, Health Director Dr. Kelvin Sinkala has disclosed that the last distribution by Zambia Medicine and the Medical Supplies Agency has helped the district to channel money for transportation of drugs to other needs area, as ZAMSA is taking the medicines right to all the health facilities in the district.
To state that, of late we've seen a significant, maybe 3 to 4 months, we've seen a significant improvement in terms of the supplies. This was a problem, I'm sure, about 5 months ago, but this has been squarely, addressed, and our people are receiving these commodities, and then we are actually we have reduced on the number of prescriptions that we would write as it was in the past. Now the situation has significantly improved. So which means if you come to Samfya as a district, you happen to fall ill, we will take care of you, okay, from diagnosis, and then we provide the required medicines.
Meanwhile, Samfya District Pharmacist Officer explained the measures put in place to ensure there is no pilferage of drugs in the district.
From the time I came here, we've not had any cases to do with pilferage. And the DHD, we have a team at the DHD level, which to ensure that we do on-spot checks. They come here to verify what we have, and we're studying on with what is on the card and also in the system. And also we are also implementing that on the facility level, where we just move in to see what was ordered received, and was it given to the patient if you go into their registers.
This is one of the districts in Luapula which has high levels of drug pilferage.
That has been a problem, but of course we're addressing it squarely through strengthening the supervision. As a district, we have strengthened supervision so that drugs that are being bought by government are not lost to individuals.
Recently, Health Minister Sylvia Masevo disclosed that 90% of the allocated 3.4 million kwacha for drugs had been released to the Zambia Medicine and Supply Agency, ZAMSA. Ms. Masevo said the funds were meant to facilitate both the emergency and framework contract procurement of medicines and medical supplies to stabilize the country's supply chain. It is hoped that the consistency by ZAMSA in drug supply will continue so that the issue of drug storage in health facilities becomes a
Right, quite a number of issues coming up from that item as regards, medicines or drugs, as you may call it. Let me invite you, Mr. Mukelebai, to be the first one to react to this one. Then we get to Lance.
Thank you, Chaza. This is what we have been crying for. The public has been crying for information, dissemination of information to us, the public, the voters, that we need to know what is happening in the government in terms of distribution of either medication or any kind of agreement or a positive undertaking that is taking place in our government today. Ministry of Health has been dented in so many ways. Ministry of Health is one department that has really had a dark cloud when it comes to medicine or medical allocation to the people. We know the saga of the honeybee. You know what used to happen in the previous regime, that we had situations where The propagandists also came up with their cry about lack of medication in hospitals. And this is what we want to hear when we see a district coming out with a report such as that we have seen. It makes people understand and calm down to say, hey, our vote did not just go in vain. Our vote is working. This current government is really delivering. They are trying even under a big difficult circumstances. They are trying by all means. They are financially constrained, but they are managing because they are not thinking about themselves. They are thinking about the people. They gave us CDF. They're giving us medicine. They're giving us free education for our children. So what else do we need? Why would we even start condemning them when they are barely finishing their probationary period? So inende fokulanda futirati va UPND mwandini vale vombe nchito ikalamba sana tufire twabatasha fe barechita. We know that this fuel issue or the medicine issue that was being propagated few months ago, it was just propaganda. It was just coming from people who are hating, who lost power because
Okay,
they know.
Mr. Mkelebai, sorry, I'll cut you short because, you know, I've seen Himba who has also joined us. And
All right, thank you.
Himba, quickly, please give us your reaction before I get to Lance.
Chaza, all I'd say is thank you so much to Atasha Ubuteko Wabomba, and this is what we'd want to hear from the leaders or from the government. We want the grassroots to benefit. We want the people from all corners of the country to benefit. Tule mfwabunivalera ndati mitoko ili na tuishwoko tuafumine fintu tafyali bwino kwali ama my previous speakers already said kwa ama propaganda kwali finshi. But at this moment we are so happy to hear that, and we are so happy that far away, far from the capital city, they can tell that story. We hope this to continue, and we are our greatest desire is that our leaders, we should think beyond the political affiliation. When it comes to the Zambian people, let's put the citizen first. Let's put the country first. And we are so grateful. And all we would ask is that can all the stakeholders join hands to add value and development to our country? Finger pointing won't take us anywhere. As much as we are going to point fingers at each other, it won't bring development. I'm so happy to get that report and to see that actually even the Zambians at the grassroots, they are benefiting and they can sing a song of praise. I rest my case, Chaza.
All right, thank you so much. Lance, quickly, your reaction to that.
So quickly, let me disagree first of all with Mukelebai. Mukelebai, it wasn't propaganda when people said there was no medicine. I took a fact-finding mission to check in at least 2 or 3 first-level hospitals, and truly there wasn't medicine. But what needs to be appreciated is the fact that this government heard to the cries of the people. People cried. There is no medicine in the hospitals, in the clinics, and this government is what a government is supposed to do. So, all right. So, if there is something which is lacking, it's very important for the citizens to come out and put the government in check to say this is not there, therefore make sure that you make it possible. So this is
unfortunately, it appears Lance is having you know, a connectivity challenge, so we'll actually proceed to the next story, and hoping that you'll be able to join us as we get to react to the next story. All right, there we are. We had lost you, Lance, before we went on to, the next item that we are from, viewing. So I will invite you, Face, to actually, give a reaction as regards, that item we are from seeing.
All right. Thank you so much, Chaza. And I hope I'm now audible or I'm here. But however, obviously, that was the day when the former First Lady was invited to the tech offices to go and answer for the 15 flats which DEC had seized from Madam Esther Nyawa Lungu. To say those were crimes, crime, everything. So that clip which we've seen was the time she was moving from the house, obviously thanking the people that stayed out at the house and whatever that is there. Chaza, what only saddened me, and I don't know if I can speak for the other people, but what saddens me is the fact that even after the questioning or the investigations that were, in fact, the questioning that DEC conducted on that day, the lawyers for the former lady came out, former first lady came out and said this case is buried. If it goes further, or if DEC goes further, it means it's a witch hunt. And then shortly after that, we had DEC coming through or coming out to say officially we have seized those properties as investigations continue. I don't know why politics continues to be an order of the day in this country. But anyway, it is what it is. The matter is under investigations, and we hope that DEC will come out, obviously, with proper information and inform us, the nation, on how far they have gone and if we are going to see prosecution. That's all I can say, John.
Thank you so much. I've seen Nachisengu joining us right here on the program. Good evening, Nachisengu, and welcome to the program. Nachisengu, are you there? Appears Nachisengu is not getting me, or she's having a technical, challenge.
Good evening.
There.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny to watch, actually, the former First Lady and all the other people. Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Of course, all those people were paid and arranged, and all this was, it's a setup, right? It's come and support the First Lady and all this kind of stuff. Come and, they were paid and all that. For me, it's all propaganda crap. All I'm saying is, impupu ni mpupu. Mwaliba bakamikata ifofine. Let the DC do their job. That's all I can say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Himba, your reaction.
Chaza, for me, this day was, it sent a lot of message, and it sent a lot of lessons to me personally. I want to thank all the political players who were involved in that day, that no life was lost. And I want to thank the police, which is the security wing, that no tear gas or a bullet was released on that day. Because honestly, when I heard that the First Lady is being summoned, and when I also heard that the PF team was in full swing to go and show solidarity to their leader, I was really worried. I was thinking, are we going to lose another life? Are we going to see tear gas? What are we going to see next? But I was so happy to see the way the whole event went, and to let every stakeholder to play their role peacefully. We could see some other forces trying to provoke, but thank God that all the issues were contained, and thank God that the whole situation went on peacefully. The First Lady was interviewed. I don't know how I'd call it, peacefully. And I don't blame the PF, because they went to show solidarity to their leader. We support each other. That is us. That's who we are. And I mean, they are a family, they are bond, their attachments they've formed as a party, and they need to stand up for each other in each and every situation they feel they are grieved. Although, let's allow the law to take its course, and let's allow every people involved to play their role peacefully, no muchinshi, no kukonka amalamulo. I was so happy that no one died. I raised my case, Chaza.
Thank you so much, Himba. Mr. Mkelevai, I will spare you, for the next story. For now, let's progress to the next story, please. It appears we are struggling to get to the next story. Maybe while we're waiting for that, can I invite you, Mr.
Shakafuso simufuna ife sifuna loni mulopi ndaza kwanisa usonga mayufi Shakafuso asanka afuno senza na PF safuno senza na government ya neripo maoni so ife Shakafuso eze tamkanira simufuna odo wanali kingina mkato sifuna funuka bwezepo futi aloni mulopi asenani kana wini
tifuna mulope mane wetifuna mulope ndabona sima maproblemu yatu Shakafuso sasa maproblemu yatu mwana ndefu simufuna Shakafuso simufuna muchosi amuchosi Shakafuso.
There we are, some kind of a protest or demonstration or reaction, to some, developments there. Let me invite Mr. Mkelevai, because we spared you specifically, for this one. Please do react to this.
The story you want me to react to, I have no idea what was happening. Why were people reacting? I haven't had any, but I was actually ready to react to Esther Lungu's reaction. I wanted to say something, but you stopped me, and I respected that. This one, I don't know. I cannot lie. I don't want to lie about. Let other speaker speak up.
I'll still give you a minute to still react to that Esther Lungu story right now.
Okay. Just to add up to what my colleagues said, that goes to show that we have the rule of law is actually working. We have leadership that respect the rule of law, and we did not have any kind of commotion despite the arrogancy that was displayed by the PF, and we saw for ourselves. The Zambian people saw, and they could actually tell and scale who was on the wrong side of the law. You could hear one of the lawyers coming out to say who is in charge of this nonsense or something like that, calling the police, men in uniform that we respect so much, that nonsense. To me, I want the police to come up with a case and probe that gentleman, ask him question, for he did not act. He acted so disrespectful, and the police should work on that aspect. And as for the issue, the matter at hand is that the DEC, they've made a decision and they have seized the properties, and that's what we know. So the lawyers, no matter what they say, we know some lawyers can be very tricky. These are the lawyers that were advising Volungu that he was eligible to stand for a third term, or the 1 year, 1.5 years, whatever he was in office, was not considered in office. Meanwhile, the gentleman was busy conducting presidential, act. So that you can tell the caliber of the legal personnel that we have sometimes when it comes to legal matters. Are you not wondering why is it that there are only these two individuals or these popular individuals that are approached when we have thousands of legal practitioners in Zambia? Just 2-3 individuals that are suddenly specialized in corrupt cases. So to me, that's a catch-22, and we need to start thinking about it. And I want to advise my colleagues or learned counsels in the laws to start looking into this issue and investigate this matter thoroughly, because it's not, to me, I feel there's something missing here, and we have to do something
Mr.
about it. Thank you.
Please allow me now to cut you as we get to Lance to actually, get to be the first one to react to this, story at hand.
Thank you so much, Chaza. In this story, this is in a landmark ruling that was made by the Constitutional Court, or to uphold the election of Mandevu Member of Parliament, that is Christopher Shakapuswa. So he was petitioned to say that there were some irregularities there by the UPND losing aspiring Member of Parliament for Mandevu. And in a landmark ruling, the court ruled that actually Shakapuswa was duly elected, as the facts that were put across to the courts of law did not bring about any irregularity, as the people in the clip are saying, and as was presented also by the UPND losing aspiring Member of Parliament. And on that very day, Chaza and everybody else, you also be happy to hear that, or you also be happy to know, maybe not here, but to know that also Christopher Kangombe, his election was upheld, despite the UPND losing aspiring Member of Parliament, petitioning that case. So on that day, the Constitutional Court made 2 rulings which they upheld the legitimacy of the representation of the people in these 2 different constituencies. Hence the reason why you saw the UPND members, led by their constituency chairperson, they complaining to say, Shakapuswa doesn't know us. Shakapuswa doesn't want to work with us. Shakapuswa doesn't want to work with the youths. Shakapuswa afuna kyekusebenza n'abaja abantu baake bakuddaala beyazi babamu PF otikamenkania CDF ba UPND kitako benefit kyokka. Shakapuswa alina abantu baake beafuna kusebenza naawo or beasebenza naawo. So the judgment that was made by the Constitutional Court is what raised all that dust from the UPND was there. So that's the commotion which was there. And those were the complaints that the UPND members were bringing in to say Shaka Puswa is this kind of an MP that does not consider us, especially UPND. And they even cry for CPF because he is a PF member of parliament and he still wants to align himself with the PF youths, with anybody that is associated with the PF. These are the complaints that are coming from the members. That's the story.
All right. Thank you so much for actually, shedding more light. Mr. Mkeleba now is in the full light of the story, and I've seen Nachisengu has joined us. Himba is also there. I would like to take probably one or two reactions, then we get to the next story. So let me see what we have from Nachisengu. It appears she's not getting me. Maybe let me quickly get to Himba, then we get to the next story.
Hi.
Okay, Nachisengu, are you getting us? Himba, are you getting us?
Chaza, yes, I am.
Yes, I am. Sorry about that. I had the TV on at the same time. So, no, I don't actually know anything about the story. I'm afraid I won't be able to comment. Sorry about that.
Thank you so much, Nachisengu. Himba, please do react to that one quickly. Appears Himba has gone connectivity or something there. We have a bit of a challenge. So quickly, let's get to the next story.
It was all joy for the United Party for National Development after the Constitutional Court dismissed the appeal of former Lusaka Province Minister Bowman Lusambo, who was challenging the decision by the lower court to nullify his election as Kawishi constituency member of parliament.
We should not use illegal means to ascend to public offices. May I congratulate the people of Kawishi. They've got another chance to elect the candidate of their choice. Somebody who is going to develop the constituency. We don't want manipulators. I'm the candidate for Kawishi constituency and I'm recontesting.
Just this nullification of this seat for Kawishi constituency has sent a signal across the country showing that politics of confusion, politics of madness, politics have to have a limit because people that go to parliament must be policymakers, must be level-headed, not whereby people must usurp all the authority and all the power. They want to become like a god here on earth.
Mr. Lusambo, who polled 18,417 votes against his close rival, Bernard Kaningo of the UPND, who polled 12,593 votes, had appealed against the Ndola High Court's decision to nullify his election before the Constitutional Court, hoping that the ConCourt will give him a second chance to have a bite of a cherry. However, his hopes did not go as planned, as the Constitutional Court Thursday morning declared his election as Kawishi Member of Parliament null and void. In a judgment read by Judge Palan Mulonda, on behalf of others, found that the lower court was on firm ground when it found that there was violence on 3 occasions in Kawishi and the lawmaker then Bowman Lusambo was present at the time. The court also found that the lower court was on firm ground when it established that Mr. Lusambo was with a group of youths called NATO Forces who perpetrated violence prior to the 12th August 2021 general elections and had assaulted some UPND members. The Constitutional Court has also agreed with the lower court's finding that Mr. Lusambo gave 50 kwacha each to a group of 200 UPND defectors and promised them 500 kwacha each, cooking oil and mealie meal, if they voted for him and he won the election. Meanwhile, Mr. Lusambo, who left the court premise before the judge could even finish reading the 3 hours judgment, posted an article on his Facebook page that he had fully accepted the outcome. While nursing their loss, acting Opposition Patriotic Front President Giveluwinda said they accept the court ruling, and however, this gives them another chance to be on the ground.
Is that our eyes must be set on the ball. All of us now must focus our eyes on Kabushi. Let us go to Kabushi and ask the people of Kabushi whether indeed they are satisfied with what they have been given by the UPND over the last 11 months. This is time for the people of Kabushi to answer the question whether this is what they expected when the people of Zambia voted on the 12th of August 2021. We are resolved to continue to mobilize. We are resolved to continue to regroup. And we are resolved to go and put up a splendid show in Kabushi.
According to the constitution, Mr. Lusambo still has the chance to contest in the upcoming by-election in Kabushi constituency.
Interesting story there, indeed. We'll actually start with the ladies because, we had a challenge, previously. Himba, your reaction to this story?
Thank you so much, Chaza. We lost a life there in Kabush. And I think even the family of the deceased, they are happy. If really the former member of parliament for Kabushi won that seat, clear game, I'm glad that he's allowed to go back and recontest his seat. Let him win. But I'm just happy that that seat has been nullified. This is my personal opinion. I'm happy because there was a life. And I never had any apology. I listened to the interview of the deceased or the audio of the deceased where he was saying Vali Nguma, mentioning names. Apparently, those names which were mentioned, none of them had the courtesy even to apologize, even to take up responsibility. They ended up coming up with their own story. But I'm glad that has happened so that we can go back to Kabushi as Zambian people and we have the legitimate winner. And I only hope this time no life is going to be lost. I'm so proud about that.
Himba, thank you so much. Nachisengu, quickly, your reaction. It appears she's still having probably a challenge. Mr. Mkelewai? Having probably a challenge.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh yes, we can. Are you getting us right?
Can you folks hear me?
Are you getting us, Nachitengu?
Hello.
It appears Nachitengu is having a challenge there. We'll get back to her later on. Mr. Mkelewai, are you there?
Yes, my brother, I'm here.
Please, your reaction.
Yes, please. I'll just be short. I'll be short and precise. The Electoral Commission, they now have evidence to show that this election that took place in Kabushi was smeared with a lot of illegal activities, and therefore it is up to them, with the power vested to them by the Constitution. Of course, they can actually ban someone from standing or participating in any political or any recontesting, whatever. It's up to them to come up with a decision. Otherwise, it is now evident because the Constitutional Court has has actually just endorsed what the High Court stated. So it is up to the electoral Kumbo Shindano to come up with a decision. It's up to him whether Lusambo can come again and recontest. But if his hands are dirty, can the Electoral Commission allow him to recontest? So the power is actually now vested in them to make that decision. It's not up to the Constitutional Court. The Constitutional has given out the decision, and this is what we've been telling people, and we are happy somehow that justice is now being. We are now attaining our justice that we've been crying for, and we want this gentleman or the elections to go smoothly, to run smoothly without any payment or illegal activities or illicit activities going on. Lusambo had it coming, and we are not surprised. Every Zambian can actually stand behind or rally behind the Constitutional Court and say they stand by the decision made by the court, because they saw this gentleman was careless. And that's why we say sometimes abama guys babela umfuira ma lawyers babo bale advise, because they are being misled somehow. Ngabale tuarikisha, they will be crying for the rest of their lives. They will cry forever, because some of these legal counsels, they are just overzealous for nothing. They are giving them falsehood, false information, thinking that they are going to win or thinking that they are going to circumvent the law. So I'm happy that finally there's a light in the justice system. The dark cloud is being removed out of that has been hovering on our justice system for the past 10 years. Justice is there to stay.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate, and that's quite a good reaction. So considerate there. All right, Lance, please quickly come in and give us your viewpoint on this issue.
Quickly, my viewpoint on this issue, Chaza, is obviously would be an appeal to these courts when they are making these judgments. They need to make these judgments with specification. Well, quite all right. The Constitutional Court has just re-emphasized that the lower court was not wrong in the judgment that they gave. So now what happens to Lusambo? Yes, the seat has been nullified. Now the debate that comes in is eligible. Well, unfortunately, our constitution has serious loopholes. The issue of disqualification and nullification cannot both be put in the same sentence. That's the unfortunate thing. So Article 70, subsection A, B, C, and D, read in part and together with Article 72, subsection D, Lusambo seems to be eligible to recontest seat. So the Constitutional Court, when given that ruling or that landmark ruling of upholding what the lower courts had ruled, was supposed to also state clearly and categorically if Lusambo is eligible to recontest. As we stand, both lawyers and we, the layman, are here debating what we probably know or what we don't know. So we hope for the legal counsels to come through and help us with this issue. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much there for that reaction. Let's quickly get to the next and last story. On the other side, we get to conclude our program.
Yes,
One time.
Oh, yes. Okay, just a moment.
NRC.
Thank you. I'm really happy. I'm so happy. I can't believe it. For just a moment. Bobo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just from checking. No, right, baby. Sorry, I didn't know that applies. Just wanted to make a call to my dad. Okay, I'm really happy, and I just want to thank God for this opportunity. I've been waiting for so long. This is a huge opportunity for me, and I also want to say thank you to my mom and dad because they've always been there for me and my family. That's it. That's it. I've been fixed. Money. Yeah, and thank you very much.
A jubilation there. Last week it was 30,000 plus, teachers recruited, and this time around 11,000 plus, health workers. Your reaction quickly, Lance, as you smile, I'll take you as first.
Well, I'm smiling because it's more than 44,000 people that have been directly employed by government. Now, let's take a look at how many have been indirectly appointed or recruited or employed by government. This is certainly a good time to be happy, to jubilate, and obviously say congratulations to the new health workers that have been picked. For those that haven't been picked, obviously we continue, just like we gave counsel to the teachers that were not picked, to say, guys, this is not the end of the road. More recruitments are coming. Just be resilient and therefore be very patient. Can't wait for tomorrow, Chaza, Sunday, as you never know. Drivers, so it's really great. Thank you.
Thank you so much there, Lance. Let me get to this time around. I hope Nachisengu successfully come in. Nachisengu, please do come in if you can. Unfortunately, it seems she's still struggling there. Himba, quickly do come in.
Party after party. Party after party. We are partying as the young generation. I'm so happy to see at least the young generation getting employed. I know during the campaign there were people who were saying, but I'm so happy to see at least smiling faces in our country. And I believe a happy nation, even it's part of development. It's part of economical development. People are excited. Even when God is blessing the country, because our hearts are pure, we are joyful. Government, that is beautiful. Party after party. Lance tumona malista palimbira ino tinayayisangako kakuibova apa nomba Chaza.
I'm sleeping. I'm waiting for the list.
Chaza, but now on the recruitments of the teachers, 45 years.
You know, that issue is because of the mandatory contribution to NAPSA. You know, they have a minimum, time frame for contribution. So if you are employed and you are not able to contribute to that, minimum, it means that you won't receive your pension benefit. So that itself is the one that, was barring, people that are above, 40 to be part of the recruitment. Probably the government, the parliament may get to amend that act. We don't know. In case they do, that's when you people that are over, 40 may stand a chance of, being employed. in that
Was my boy, maybe I want to be a teacher one day.
Which people, Chaza? To you people.
Imagine.
It's good to generalize. If I'm taken to court, I would actually, be excused by the court. Let me quickly bring in Mr. Mkelewa as the last one, to react to the story that we have, the story of jubilation and smiles,
Well, just to respond on the 45 or 40, that's a very discriminatory law, and that is what is going to discredit whatever effort the current government is trying to do. You cannot sideline citizens just because they are actually over 40. Contribution can be contributed at any age and can be paid at any time when somebody either retires, whether you were contributing low or you contributed more. That should not be a barrier to stop people from being employed. They want to also to have a share or be employed as citizens. So to me, that's a very discriminatory law, and if anything, the legislatures should look into that and make some adjustment as quickly as possible before people can actually raise against the government. But otherwise, when it comes to the employment of those 30,000+ employees, teachers, and 11,000 health workers, well, this has proven now to those that have been crying that this government was not there for their people. And those people were picked not because they belong to a particular political party. They were picked because they applied and they are Zambians. And this is what has made them, this is what has made UPND a very successful so far party that delivered their promises. We are happy for what they have done. We are thankful that they have fulfilled their promise. And this is just the beginning, because I know that good things are yet to come and they are going to deliver. And Zambians, this is the time for us to lie behind. Fumeni muma PF mo tabakwete fyo bakwete iseni ku party ile fo ile mipelo obuyantanje ile fo kuleta obuyantanje mwisambali ekyalo kyesu nokuleta rule of law. Aba guys aba bena lubinda balela ndaba balemi bepafye because twali beshi bakale bayamba libakelenka indalama bali tuibira kale. So iseni tuikaltetane pamo tuchite support party ile lulesha pamachushi yesu nokutwafuirisha na total.
All right, thank you so much. We do appreciate, and this suggestion to change the law is coming up vehemently, because presently the NAPSA Act is actually providing that for one to qualify for a pension, they need to have contributed a minimum of 180 months, which is actually 15 years. So if you're above 40 and you'd reach retirement age before contributing, to a minimum of 180 months, and so you wouldn't qualify, to get that pension. So people are saying this must be changed. Ladies and gentlemen,
before you go any further, that law is repugnant. They know that I'm a politician. They failed to even employ many Zambians. Many Zambians are unemployed. They're just fighting for their lives privately. And then you come up with such stupid laws. No ways. So otherwise, that law is so repugnant and can easily be challenged. And this is where we need these constitutional courts or the Supreme Court to come in and make a proper ruling over this. And we need to take up these cases too, as citizens. Not to kulala ndafe ukulaseka fe kulapanga tuma trouble, but if kupanga tuma shina tuma ama MPs mu parliament for nothing when there are real issues that are at stake that we need to talk about or debate about. I thought that.
Thank you so much. Nachisengu tonight has had, a challenge as regards our connectivity. I wish we could actually, hear her adding her voice, to this story also. Time is not our best ally, ladies and gentlemen. We have to close the program. We greatly appreciate your time, for being with us. Do make a date with us. Join us even next time. It's been a great program with you people. Not forgetting the people that have been with us in the studio, Himba Nachisengu, my co-host there, Lancy Sani Banda, Mr. Mkelebai, and probably whichever person I may not have mentioned. We do greatly appreciate. I've been your host. My name is Chaza on A Point of View. Do join us even next time. Till then, God bless you all.